When Major Newscast.
Good evening, I am Tammy Reed in with your VON Major News Package for today, Thursday, July 18th, 2019. In our lead stories, nationally, Nevis's premier National Assembly Elections Act has to be a matter for discussion, and Jeffers found guilty on 2 counts on unlawful communication. Regionally, anti-bullying law opens for public comment in the Cayman Islands. Internationally, Jeffrey Epstein denied bail in sex trafficking case. And in sports, Sri Lanka cricket set to make changes to coaching staff. We'll have the details to these and other stories after this message.
Another look.
Different from how you've seen it before.
Another look.
Takes an in-depth look into business, politics, science, technology, religion, and more.
Another look.
Featuring documentaries from the BBC, regional features, and local ones too.
Another look.
Every Monday at 3 p.m. on the Eastern Caribbean's powerhouse, Vaughan.
Welcome back, and now the national news in detail. Discussions continue here in St. Kitts and Nevis about the National Assembly Elections Act. On March 28, 2018, the Team Unity government tabled an amendment to the National Assembly Elections Act to impose a residency requirement for a national to be eligible to be registered as a voter. The National Assembly Elections Amendment Bill 2017 was given its first reading and seeks to amend Section 37A, replacing the expression ordinarily resident on the registration date with the words ordinarily resident for at least 6 months before the registration date. Nevis's premier is the Honorable Mark Brantley.
I can say that this is a matter that was clearly put forward by the federal government in terms of legislation. This legislation has actually been put in the parliament what is called a first reading, and then to allow discussion. I have said from the outset to my colleagues on this has to be a matter for discussion, that people have to be able to say what you think about the initiative, because the truth is that our citizens at home and abroad have enjoyed the right to vote since 1984. So we've had this so-called overseas voter virtually for the entire time in the country, because it was introduced by the Prime NRP government and it was expanded by the Labour government thereafter. So we've had it with us, and if we're going to do something to deal with that, I think that it has to have some discussion among the political parties, among the public.
He also explained while the bill had only its first reading.
I feel that the government has taken a position now, which is to introduce, but do nothing more. And so that is why I think that legislation has been there in Parliament now since 2018, but it has not yet been advanced. And so I think that people need to have your views heard.
Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley. One woman on St. Kitts has been found guilty of unlawful communication. According to a police communique, Shermal Jeffers of Gillard Meadows, who was charged with 3 counts of unlawful communication, was found guilty on 2 counts after her appearance at the Bastia Magistrate Court on Monday 15th July. Jeffers was sentenced on the first charge in the sum of $3,000 to be paid in 14 days or 6 months imprisonment. On the second charge, she was bound to keep the peace for 1 year and bonded $6,000 for the same period. The offenses were committed between June 27th and 28th, 2018, where the communication was transmitted via WhatsApp, which is a messenger application that uses the internet to send messages, images, audio, or video. The case was tried under Section 14.1 of the Electronic Crimes Act under the subheading Unlawful Communication. Unlawful communication is a serious offense that can make a person liable for conviction. Persons can be fined up to $15,000 or face up to 2 years imprisonment for this offense. Motor vehicular accidents continue to be a major issue here in St. Kitts and Nevis. There have been a number of traffic accidents thus far for the year, 3 of which resulted in 3 fatalities for the year, 2 on Nevis and 1 on St. Kitts. Speaking on today's Thursday 18th July edition of Police in Review, Superintendent Cromwell Henry noted that the accidents are due to motorists exceeding the prescribed speed limit.
What I'm seeing from my own observations, I'm seeing quite a number of accidents that are significant in terms of the extent of damage and injuries that are caused. We've had recently one that was fatal along the F.D. Williams Highway. Again, it's the ultimate that was caused, but there was significant damage to the vehicle, which suggests that there was some level of speed. And I think that is one of our biggest problems on our roadways. We are having better roads now. There's a road program that is ongoing, and so the roads are in much better condition. Persons are buying better vehicles, and they are tempted to speed.
Superintendent Henry further had this caution for motorists.
We ask drivers to be conscious of your speed, stay within the speed limit, do not be tempted by your 6-cylinder engines and the smooth roads. Just remember that the speed limit remains the same. It doesn't matter the capability of your vehicle.
Superintendent Cromwell Henry. The 3 road fatalities here in St. Kitts and Nevis thus far for the year are those of Stuart David of February 5th, Cleon Clicksdoor on June 17th, and Himent Safi on July 5th. Meanwhile, speaking on Policing with You, Divisional Commander for District A on St. Kitts, Superintendent Cromwell Henry, said that the force is doing all in its power to educate individuals on the proper usage of the road.
We have radio program. I think that is the widest reach that we have to the public. There are two radio programs that are geared towards educating the public on good driving practices, educate the public on the laws, because a lot of times persons are ignorant to some of the laws, and a lot of the laws are geared towards safety, and so we try to educate the public on these laws. We have, as I said, two different radio stations that we use for that.
He also alluded to the fact that they are also engaging children in being cognizant about road safety.
The officers from time to time, they visit schools and speak to children. There's a summer camp that is ongoing now for the fire services. They are holding a summer camp. It's an annual camp. We participate heavily in that camp in terms of teaching the children on road safety, and so we reach all levels. Programs in the schools for the high school children, there is that summer camp. We participate in other summer camps where we will visit these camps and speak to the children on road safety.
Superintendent Cromwell Henry. Dust from the Saharan Desert in North Africa is in the region, and in particular the Federation's atmosphere. Saharan dust is a mixture of sand and dust from the Sahara, the vast desert area that covers most of North Africa. Although we are currently in the 2019 Atlantic hurricane season, how does this affect the formation of storms or hurricanes? The VOA News line spoke with Senior Meteorological Officer at the St. Kitts Met Office, Mr. Elmo Burke, who said that the dust is nothing new for the region.
You usually have them coming across in different concentrations, so at times it would be in light concentration versus at other times where it would be in denser concentration. And what it does, it inhibits the tropical cyclone formation. So because the more dust you have in the atmosphere, it would kind of hamper the possibility for tropical storms to form in that area.
When asked if the dust would hinder the formation of storms, this was his response.
It's a good thing in terms of inhibiting or preventing tropical cyclone formation. But if you look at it from a health point of view, when the concentration levels are high, it can pose a health risk, especially to persons who have respiratory illnesses and so forth.
Senior Meteorological Officer at the St. Kitts Met Office, Mr. Elmo Burke. In more national news.
We continue to insist that we eat locally, but we want our farmers to understand that the prices that they sell their products at must be consistent with what we are preaching, in that persons will gravitate to foreign products if the price that local producers sold at is not a reasonable price or good price. So I'm encouraging our farmers, as we preach eating and consuming local products, the price must be affordable and competitive.
That's Minister of Agriculture here on Nevis, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers. Mr. Jeffers' remarks came during a town hall meeting last Thursday, July 11th. He stated that in light of the fact that imported meats are cheaper than the local meats, the Ministry of Agriculture is dealing with the situation.
There must be a reason why that is the case. But when somebody is on a very tight budget, they are going to be price conscious. They're not concerned at that point in time, especially when they're on a restricted budget. They're not concerned about where that pork came from. But I want to say there is something we can do here on the island of Nevis. I am questioning the farmers as to how they come up with $10 per pound for pork meat or any type of meat, and they can't give me an answer up to this point in time. What I want our farmers to do, and we're helping them from the Department of Agriculture, is to sit down and analyze what they have utilized in terms of the resources that would have gone in to produce their livestock, their pork, their mutton, and so forth.
Minister of Agriculture here on Nevis, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers. The Royal St. Kitts Hotel is set to break ground for the start of construction on the Cove development, which will add more than 10 new suites to its property and enhance the tourism product in St. Kitts and Nevis. The new development is expected to cost around $4 million and will provide jobs for around 75 local workers during the construction phase. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris stated that this latest investment by Royal St. Kitts Hotel is a true reflection of the confidence investors, both foreign and local, have in the economy of St. Kitts and Nevis. The Royal St. Kitts Hotel opened the doors to the Royal Plaza in 2018, an 11-unit commercial development located in the hotel's parking lot. The $7 million Royal Plaza saw the employment of some 100 local construction workers over its 14-month construction phase. Finally, student chefs currently attending the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College CFBC in St. Kitts will soon get an opportunity to learn from one of the world's top chefs. Consultant in the Ministry of Tourism, Kathleen Pesolano, announced that Italian restaurateur, chef and cookbook author Pino Longo will be in the Federation to participate in the 5th Annual Restaurant Week, July 18th to the 28th. On Wednesday, July 24th, Chef Pino will be working with the team at Spratnet in Old Road by contributing a marinade to the spare ribs. Pino opened El Cante Nori, an instant hit in New York City East Village in 1983. Through his 16 restaurants, he has earned a loyal following among foodies, celebrities, and locals in New York, the Hamptons, and Chicago, bringing the essence of his homeland, the flavors, the landscape, the history, and the culture of Tuscany to America. That's the national news segment. You can visit our website at www.vonradio.com or check us out on Facebook at Von Radio or our Von Radio YouTube channel for these and other stories. News from across the region is next.
Ladies and gentlemen, this here's another one for the steppers.
Swipe to win big in 2019. That's right, the Bank of Nevis Limited is once again giving you, our valued customers, a chance to win big. Just swipe or use your Bond Visa credit card for $100 for a chance to win a cruise for two, an iPhone XS, or a grocery dash at Best Buy Supermarket.
Say what?
Sign up for a Bond Visa credit card and automatically be entered for a chance to win. This offer ends August 31st, 2019. So tell your friends and family, just swipe to win big with the Bank of Nevis. The Bank of Nevis Limited, improving the quality of life. Like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram.
Welcome back, and now the regional news in detail. in the Cayman Islands. A comprehensive anti-bullying law that would apply to all schools in the country has been submitted for public comment. The comment period is open until September 16th. The Cayman Islands Law Reform Commission announced the proposed legislation on Tuesday, according to the Cayman Compass. In a statement, the Commission said the move was in response to comments on an earlier paper it produced, Bullying Legislation Policy or Both. The proposed law, it said, is formulated to complement a national policy on bullying. The Ministry of Education is currently working on a draft of a national policy regarding bullying. The proposed law would require every school to formulate an anti-bullying policy, hold the school leader responsible for the implementation and oversight of the legislation, and any policies made under the legislation to address bullying. Required school staff members to report instances of bullying they have witnessed or been made aware of to the school leader in a timely manner. Required all schools to submit a quarterly report on instances of bullying and how they were handled. The legislation covers physical bullying as well as threats that affect the well-being of a student, whether those threats are spoken, written, or transmitted electronically. The law prohibits bullying behavior, which it defines as repeated instances of harm or intimidation. Out of Guyana, disclosing that 95 persons died from snake bites between 2010 and 2014, the Ministry of Public Health, MOPH, yesterday Wednesday said it has finalized its protocol for treating snake bites while at the same time ensuring that anti-venom treatment is available at a certified public sector sites. This is according to the Chief Medical Officer, CMO, Dr. Shamdio Prasad. According to a MOPH release, it is also in the process of rolling out the newly crafted protocols nationwide and making available the necessary booklets for proper management of snake bites. The ministry is also exploring best practices to monitor the psychological effects of envenomation, the process by which venom is injected into a victim through bite or sting, and its complications. The current management protocols include supporting pain control, tetanus protection, blood transfusion, infection control, and wound care for victims. Out of Jamaica, 24 members of the St. Catherine-based Wandon Gang, a breakaway fraction of the notorious Klansman Gang, are scheduled to appear in the Supreme Court today, Thursday, 18th July. The 24 alleged gangsters, including one woman, are among 33 people who were arrested during recent police raids and are said to be responsible for more than 30 murders, including the death of a policeman. Andre Blackman Bryan was named by the police as the reputed leader of the criminal outfit. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey said yesterday that the gang has been accused of committing shootings and extortion in the St. Catherine North Division and was earning $57 million from extortion annually. Bailey told the Jamaica Observer yesterday that the accused will be appearing before the court on charges of engaging in the commission of serious crimes, conspiracy to commit murder, and being part of a criminal organization. The remaining 9 suspects are scheduled to face identification parades. Finally, Hilton has announced its debut in Bermuda with the signing of Bermudiana Beach Resort Tapestry Collection by Hilton. Also representing the brand's first hotel in Bermuda and second development in the Caribbean region, the 111-room resort is slated to open in 2020. Owned by Bermudiana Development Company Limited, Bermudiana Beach Resort will sit on a cliff overlooking the pristine pink sand beach and turquoise waters. With an enviable location, Bermudiana Beach Resort Tapestry Collection by Hilton will welcome guests with an array of amenities, including a family-friendly swimming pool and an infinity pool, a spa, fitness center, and a secluded beach accessible via a 2-car funicular elevator. Guests will be welcome to enjoy the terrace with its signature restaurant, bar, and ocean views. The hotel will also offer flexible space for meetings and events, as well as a beautiful outdoor space for wedding. Barrettdale, a Bermudiana development company limited, said the company has seen an in-market demand for the innovation and authentic guest experiences that this upscale brand delivers, and we look forward to introducing travelers to the resort's unique and vibrant spirit. That's it for our regional stories. Stay with us for news around the world. Welcome back, and now the international news in detail. U.S. financier Jeffrey Epstein must remain in jail while awaiting his child sex trafficking trial, a federal judge in New York has ruled. Judge Richard Berman rejected Epstein's request to be under house arrest, saying he posed a flight risk. His defense team had proposed a multi-million-dollar bail package. The financier has pleaded not guilty to sex trafficking and conspiracy charges. He once counted Bill Clinton and Donald Trump among his friends. Epstein, 66, avoided similar charges in a controversial secret plea deal in 2008 and instead pleaded guilty to a lesser charge. Last week, U.S. Labor Secretary Alex Acosta resigned amid growing criticism of his role in the plea deal. Mr. Acosta was then the U.S. Attorney in Miami and oversaw the non-prosecution deal with Epstein, which allowed the financier to serve 13 months in jail, with much of that time spent on work release at his Palm Beach office. The deal has come under increasing scrutiny with the new charges against Epstein. At least 33 people are dead and dozens injured after a man set fire to an animation studio in the Japanese city of Kyoto, officials say. Police said the 41-year-old suspect broke into the Kyoto animation studio on Thursday morning and sprayed petrol before igniting it. The suspect has been detained and was taken to hospital with injuries. More in this BBC report.
The fact that so many were unable to escape speaks of how rapidly the fire spread. On social media, there has been an outpouring of distress and sympathy from animation fans. The Kyoto Animation Company published many popular graphic novels, mainly about teenage school life. Japanese anime has a huge following, not just here in Japan, but around the world. Many will now be asking what could have motivated the alleged attacker to target such a company.
A U.S. judge has sentenced Mexican drug kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman to life in prison plus 30 years. Guzman, 62, was found guilty of 10 charges, including drug trafficking and money laundering by a federal court in New York in February. He escaped a Mexican jail through a tunnel in 2015, but was later arrested. He was extradited to the U.S. in 2017. He is a former head of the Sinaloa cartel, which officials say was the biggest supplier of drugs to the U.S. Speaking through an interpreter just before Wednesday's sentencing, Guzman said in the Brooklyn courtroom his confinement in the U.S. had amounted to torture and has said he had received an unfair trial. Finally, Iran says it seized a foreign tanker and its 12 crew on Sunday for smuggling fuel in the Gulf, the BBC says. Iran state media published footage of Iranian speedboats circling around the Panamanian flag riot tanker. In a separate development, U.S. President Donald Trump said the U.S. Navy downed an Iranian drone in the Strait of Hormuz. He said the USS Boxer took defensive action after the drone had come within about 1,000 yards of the vessel. Iran has so far made no public comments about the drone. Relations between the U.S. and Iran are badly strained, with the U.S. blaming Iran for attacks on oil tankers in the Gulf. Iran denies the allegations. That brings us to the end of our news segments. The latest in sports is next.
Every
summer has a story. Create yours when you pick your summer loan from TDC Financial Services. Pick up to $25,000 unsecured. Pick your rate, pick your due date, pick your prices. Whether it be TDC gift cards, OTI vouchers, or back-to-school vouchers, and more. Pick what you spent $25,000 on and create your summer story when you pick your summer loan from TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
Welcome back, and now the sports in detail. In cricket, Sri Lanka Cricket SLC is likely to completely overhaul the national team's coaching staff following the side's upcoming home one-day international ODIs against Bangladesh. The move, which had been mooted for some time, was all but confirmed after local media reported that Sri Lanka's sports minister had demanded the resignation of all members of Sri Lanka's coaching staff. The move is the most overt instance of government intervention in SLC affairs in recent times, and it remains to be seen how this will impact Sri Lanka's upcoming series against Bangladesh, which is set to start on July 26. We first need to talk with the minister. SLC President Shami Silva, who is presently out of the country, stated when questioned on the minister's demand. Silva doesn't feel the team will be unduly affected by the news. In football, St. Kitts and Nevis national under-20 girls on Monday night, July 15th, continued their winning streak in the CONCACAF qualifiers in Bastia. Playing at the Warner Park Football Stadium, the Junior Sugar Girls made light work of their Grenadian counterparts in a 3-1 victory. That win followed the opening 3-0 victory the team recorded on Saturday against Anguilla. And Dominica will play St. Kitts and Nevis on Friday at 4 p.m. before Jamaica plays St. Kitts on Sunday in Group A Caribbean Under-23 Olympic qualifier. Meantime, Jamaica's under-23 national footballers had a minor setback in their quest for qualification when they were held to a 1-1 draw by Dominica at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex Wednesday night. Dominica stunned the home crowd in the 37th minute, ramming home from close range after goalkeeper Jadine White failed to hold onto a rasping drive by George Javan. But the young Reggae boys salvaged a crucial point as substitute Nicky Daly tapped home in the 52nd minute after Alex Marshall crossed. In tennis, Novak Djokovic saved 2 championship points in Wimbledon's longest singles final to retain his title in a thrilling win over Roger Federer. On a center court with an atmosphere that felt at times more akin to football than tennis, Djokovic won 7-6, 1-6, 7-6, 4-6, 13-12. As the clock ticked to 4 hours and 57 minutes, Federer hit a ball high to hand the Serb victory. The world number 1 has won 16 Grand Slams and 4 of the last 5. Djokovic said after winning his 5th Wimbledon title, "It's quite unreal." Federer, who at 37 was chasing a record equaling 9 Wimbledon singles titles, added, "It was a great match, it was long, it had everything. Novak, congratulations, man, that was crazy." That's it for the sports segment. The general weather forecast is next. Welcome back, and now the local weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. Weather tonight, partly cloudy to cloudy with a 70% or high chance of showers. Weather tomorrow, cloudy before sunrise with a 70% or high chance of showers. After sunrise, partly cloudy with a 30% or low chance of showers. Winds easterly tonight, then shifting to the east-southeast tomorrow at 8 to 16 knots. Seas 1 to 1.2 meters or 3 to 4 feet. And sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:46 a.m. And that's how we wrap up the major news package for today, Thursday, July 18th, 2019. Before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Nationally, Nevis's premier National Assembly Elections Act has to be a matter for discussion. Anna Jeffers found guilty on 2 counts of unlawful communication. Regionally, anti-bullying law opens for public comment in the Cayman Islands. Internationally, Jeffrey Epstein denied bail in sex trafficking case. And in sports, Sri Lanka cricket set to make changes to coaching staff. On behalf of the rest of the news team, I am Tammy Reid, wishing you a pleasant